so this week, introducing a young horse to cross country. You guys might have remembered the video that I posted a couple of weeks ago with Ricky. He's an off-the-track thoroughbred that I have been producing and introducing to jumping and building his confidence. And so this is a step up for him. It's another step in his confidence level. And so this video is going to kind of show you how I did that and some of the obstacles that he was able to encounter and how we kind of finished that out. I mean, Ricky shocked me. So I'm really excited that this video is brought to you by Built Bar. If you guys have seen my past helmet cams, you know how crazy it can get when I'm competing, and it can sometimes get really hard to get a decent food source. So I was really excited when Built Bar sent me a huge box of mixed bars to try. These guys have really done a great job with their protein bars. My favorite one so far has been the chocolate raspberry. The Whitman's chocolate sampler, that's what this protein bar tastes like. I am admitting that I am a sugarholic, and it's actually been something on my New Year's resolution list to become healthier. I try to cut sugar out of my diet as much as I can. My working student Megan hates everything, and she was actually liked the Built Bar. I love them. It's 100% real chocolate and zero guilt. So these bad boys only have 4 grams of sugar. They taste like a chocolate bar. It's feeding my habit with it still being kind of good for me. And it's really important to focus on health. Like, that's been kind of a thing for me this year. The horse doesn't do all the work. So this is Ricky's first time out seeing cross country. And I started off pretty slow over some low jumps. So starter to tadpole and just trotting. I was really pleased with how he trotted right on down to the base on that. He was a little nervous with kind of the atmosphere. There were tons of people there schooling. But the minute he got going and had a focus, he was very good. You can see he has really nice balance coming to this little teeny log here, and just really working on building up his confidence. So then we headed down to the water, and of course he questioned just a little bit going into just the plain water, but after that he figured it was pretty cool to splash, which it's really fun when the young horses find that fun and entertaining. And I find they'll either go one way or another. They'll always be a little careful about water, or they're like, yippee, this is fun. And Ricky was more so like really did enjoy dropping into the water. It was really easy for him. And he did it quite nicely too, as he would come over his back and just drop right in. He never lurched off. So here, coming to this a little bit bigger, this is a little beginner novice fence, so I had to stop. So I'm going to back him up and then grab a little bit of mane, and he jumps it really big. He tends to, when he's a little unsure, he'll over jump in the front, and you'll see on the slow-mo here, this is when he comes for the stop. So this is that same stop you just saw. And I'm not going to discipline him or anything. This is just him learning to figure it out, but I want to keep his eyes on the fence. I don't want to turn away. He can trot this very easily, and I'm just going to grab mane and let him do this. Really trying to stay out of his way. It's a little hard sometimes when they jump so big. And then I kind of let him pop back in the water because he just likes that. And then coming back to it again, and that time you saw he jumped even smoother. And so here you're going to see it again in slow-mo. It kind of helps with the slow-mo. Much better that time. And again, you know, he was kind of figuring out what all the other horses were doing, and was raced for a while, not too many times, but he is 6 coming 7, so he's learning how to deal with himself in a different atmosphere. But what I really liked about it was all that anxiety that he may have had, he let go the minute he had a job to do. So he was a little worried about the bushes when we came to that, and he did his little, skyrocket jump a little bit, and I kind of held him on the backside with my hands. The biggest thing I want to do with the young horse is never hinder them over the top of the fence. If that means I have to grab mane, that is something I'm always willing to do. And you see he's very willing now to go forward to that little coop that he had spooked at for the first time. And then we just pop into water, and this is super. He didn't slow down really. He stayed at a nice balance and just cantered right in. So I was super pleased with that. And I come and drop right back down. And I was just really excited with how willing he was. You know, he's been building confidence. He's quite a careful horse. And he was really just game on for the things I was kind of putting in front of him. So coming to this blue and white, this one gets every single baby horse, every single kind of trained horse that can cause a spook. So I let him sit there for a second, gave him a pat, and then I did the same thing where I backed him up and trotted it again. And you got to see that he jumped that fairly well. So now I'm going to come through the water again. Repetition is always a little bit of our friend as long as it's nice and quiet. Because I'm working on building his shape. Because again, when he gets nervous, he does the skyrocket kind of dart in the air. Really good with the front end, but because he's nervous, he's tight in his back. And so then the back doesn't always follow through. So I'm going to kind of work on it until he learns to relax. And then he gave me a fairly decent jump right there. A little cross-cantering for a second here. Because again, what you guys can't see is there's horses kind of jumping all around. And now this is his first introduction to the ditch. Bless him. He was a good boy. I think he thought it was just a log at first. And then he saw the ditch and he went, whoa. And you can see here my body position, I'm really trying to stay back behind or in the center. And even though I'm redirecting, I'm really trying not to pull backwards. I'm pulling more to the side. And then when he goes, I grab some mane because I don't want to pull back as he's trying to go forward. And then you see the second time he goes and jumps it. He jumps it beautifully. And you get to see it in slow-mo now. He just jumps it like it was just a log on the ground, which is fantastic because to me, that's a super brave horse when it comes to ditches now. And it made me really happy to have that feeling. And now we're nearing the end of the schooling, coming down to the last thing, which is a tricaner, a log with a ditch underneath. And he is pretty brave. But again, we got a little bit of our skyrocket, bunny hop. So again, my job is to stay out of his way and grab that mane. And now we're coming in the canter. And he's starting to get the hang of it. And then finally he jumps it beautifully in stride. And I was really pleased with how well he's coming along. And he really felt like he was Superman after our cross-country school. So that was very successful. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit the little bell if you guys haven't already to not miss a video. For my advanced Patreons, you guys are going to get an awesome lesson that I had with Buck Davidson on riot gear over another cross-country school. And so that will be at the end of the video. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that.